War doesn't just take soldiers, it takes fathers, sons and generations. Some families pay the price, not once but twice, leaving behind stories of heartbreak that stretch across time. Today we remember the tragic story of the Abram family, a family and son who fought in 2 world wars and buried thousands of miles apart. Their story is one of sacrifice, duty and devastating cost of war. This is a story of Private George William Abram and his son, Private Horace Abram. George William Abram was born on the 6th of September 1879 in Runcorn, Cheshire. He was the son of Thomas and Anne Abram. Life seemed set for George. He worked as a waterman at the soap works in Widnes and married Martha on the 9th of February 1902 at St Mary's Parish Church, Widnes. Together they had 5 children, but when war broke out, George answered the call. He enlisted in the 7th Battalion, Leicestershire Regiment, part of the new British Army's Kitchener's New Army, and on the 29th of July 1915 he landed in France. After arriving in France, the 7th Battalion, Leicestershire Regiment was soon thrown into action. Throughout late 1915 and early 1916, they endured harsh trench warfare along the Western Front. They were stationed near Luz and Hulloch, conducted trench raids, facing brutal artillery barrages and holding defensive positions in the bitter winter months. As the Battle of the Somme loomed, the battalion prepared for their role in the offensive. By the 12th of July, the battalion was in the Quadrangle trenches at Bottom Wood, a small woodland between Mametz and Contalmaison. The men faced intermittent artillery fire all day, and casualties quickly mounted. Among them was Private George William Abram, who was killed in action that day, just over a year after arriving in France. He was 36 years old and left behind his wife and 4 children. His body now rests in Dantzig Alley British Cemetery, Mametz, one of many soldiers lost in the chaos of the Somme. But the family's loss did not end there. Horace Abram was born on the 3rd of January 1911 in Widnes. He was just 4 years old when his father George was killed on the Somme. Despite the tragedy, Horace built a life of his own. Like his parents before him, he married at St Mary's Parish Church, Widnes, tying the knot with Frida Ashton in July 1932. Together they had 5 children, and Horace found work with the Widnes Highways Corporation Department. But history has a way of repeating itself. When war broke out again in 1939, Horace, like his father, enlisted, this time in the Royal Army Ordnance Corps. His service took him far from home, into the harsh conditions of the Middle East, where the British Army fought a brutal campaign across North Africa. On the 1st of January 1943, Horace was mortally wounded. His death certificate records that he died from surgical shock caused by bomb wounds. Much like his father, he too was struck down, falling far from home. He was 31 years old. Horace was laid to rest in Benghazi War Cemetery, Libya, thousands of miles from his father's grave in France. 2 wars, 2 generations, the same devastating loss. Private George William Abram and his son, Private Horace Abram, both answered their country's call. Both left behind grieving families, but both rest in foreign soil, one in France and the other in Libya. Yet despite the distance between their graves, they are forever linked, not just by blood, but by sacrifice. But their story isn't entirely lost to time. Back home in Widnes, their names are etched together on their family's grave at Widnes Cemetery, a reminder that war doesn't just take soldiers, it takes families. How many more stories like this are hidden in the pages of history? How many families paid this price across generations? If you know of some similar stories, share them in the comments below. If you found this story meaningful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to help keep these sacrifices remembered. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time, lest we forget.